Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Sagar Manthan, the churning of ocean. My mission, the impeccable wisdom, knowing which everything is fully known. My greatest discovery is Divyank, the divine design of nature, with which the perfect objects are designed. Descent of elements after formation of all the elements in the cosmos, and I've already explained how they were formed and what was there before the creation of the universe in primordial Akash or space and to creation and thereafter and how these things were formed from argon or neon and maybe helium to light and then Panchabhutas and then coming down to the elemental level, the gross level. Here I would like to bring forth wisdom of Vedas, and all the gods and goddesses of Vedas represent nature of different elements of the divine nature. They are not imagination of infancy civilizations, and all the detailed knowledge of all the elements which form the universe for all entire universe, including all life on earth into human body. All different elements are beautifully classified, and their nature and characteristics were so beautifully given in the name of different gods and experts. For example, the Indra, the king of gods, is the king, represents thunder, lightning, rain, water. In other words, whatever is required for the life on the earth for all the living beings was brought down with the help of Indra, the king. And I think that is the duty of king to provide everything for its people. Now, after bringing everything down to the ocean, biological life also started in the warm waters of ocean, not anywhere else. Water played a very important role. And all the requirements of life came from the ocean, and all the waste products were also put into the ocean. The process of rising elements from the ocean for life thereafter is called Sagar Manthan or Samudra Manthan or the churning of ocean. Let me tell you the story or description behind this whole process. That long back at the beginning of creation, the gods and the demons decided to work in unison to get Amrit or immortal nectar from the ocean. They realized along with the rest of the elements, Amrit with which they will never die has also come down. We all want that so that we will never die. And that was the thought process with which they decided to work together to get Amrit for immortal life. Hence they tied a snake called Vasuki around Mount Meru, which is the axis of the earth, and started churning the primordial ocean. During churning, many essential objects emerged from the ocean stage by stage, one by one. And let's talk a few of the important things which make sense to me as a spiritual scientist. First thing, let me tell you about Anuvidya and Rasayan Vidya. Anuvidya is nothing but knowledge of atoms and elements. Rasayan Vidya is chemistry or basic chemistry. In other words, I can say Sagar Mantra represents the periodic table, and in this particular representation, I have clearly mentioned some of the atoms and elements which play a very important role in biological life. Hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen is required for carbohydrates and lipids. Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen is required for proteins. Then sodium, potassium, and chloride play a very important role in extracellular and intracellular fluid. Then other elements like sulfur, phosphorus, calcium, iron, iodine plays a secondary role also in biological life. Then you have a tertiary level, magnesium, manganese, copper, zinc, and molybdenum play a catalytic role. But I have also talked about helium-4 acts as a human soul. So this is the basic chemistry with which essential things are used for biological life have been put. So that way I would say description of this was started long back during Sagar Manthan itself. The things which appeared step by step. Let me take the first thing which I believe appeared was the goddess Lakshmi. In other words, all the minerals which are useful for biological life are for everything. She is the goddess of wealth. So from that angle, gold, silver, copper, etc. can be called. Then electrolytes, sodium, potassium, chloride also are essential for biological life. For healing, zinc is required. As a catalyst, magnesium, molybdenum is required. In other words, all these minerals, by and large, which emerge from that, could be called goddess Lakshmi because they all have value. Without that, we cannot have a good life per se. So I think it makes a lot of sense to talk of goddess Lakshmi in the beginning and then talk of these. And I explain that with the help of elements. I am happy to do that. Second thing which is very important which came was Shank, the conch or nostril itself. It represents mineral kingdom or formation of from plain mineral to a structure by the animals. It also talks about biological life of snail, how snails produce all these conches, shanks, and they also go through 10 stages of development. They represent Divyank. This also designed the length and breadth is so beautiful designed with 38.196% and 61.8034%. And I really find the description of Shank, which can also sound is beautiful, it can produce Om, many other things. It was a beautiful example of mineral kingdom with animal production coming from ocean and making a difference to humanity by and large. Third thing which I believe was very, very important to emerge was Kamadhenu, a native Indian native cow. According to scriptures, she was gifted to Brahma Rishi Vashisht for all the requirement of his ashram. And many things have been spoken about. Let me try to explain in the light of modern sciences how Kamadhenu or the Indian native cow could contribute towards ashram or household. The cow dung contains 61.8034% methane. It has been well recognized. And methane is used as a gobar gas, a cow dung, even for stoves in India. A lot of experiments are done, and I think proves the point that methane is that. And methane is used as a natural gas all around the world, coming from all the oil wells, etc. is also. So the idea that was given for the use in ashrams, and I would say food, cooking, etc. for household and other things, is absolutely essential. Hidden wisdom of Kamadhenu was methane, and other things let us take it off. But this makes sense to me that methane was very important for biological life thereafter, or chemistry thereafter. What role did it play? Second role was methane plus oxygen fused together to form carbon dioxide plus water. And carbon dioxide and water was absolutely essential for creating things for biological life. We know very well plants absorb carbon dioxide from atmosphere, which was produced by fusion of methane with oxygen and water from the ground. With photosynthesis, plant produce glucose for animals, carbohydrates and lipids also. And then animals eat glucose and produce carbon dioxide in the process in their cells. Plants convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose, and animals take glucose to produce carbon dioxide. This cycle of carbon dioxide, oxygen, oxygen, carbon dioxide is going on, and this equilibrium is maintained. It is not surprise to me that percentage of oxygen in atmosphere is around between 21 to 22, which is also very important part of Divyank. Next stage from farming food for thing, herbs were very, very important for physiological health or emotional health or mental health or spiritual health. Ayurveda, Indian system of medicine, says the herbs are good for prevention and treatment. Nature has provided all sorts of herbs for everything, and human beings are basically frugal, fructivorous beings. So that means the percentage of solid food for human being should be only 38.1966%. Remaining should be water. In other words, the message of Ayurveda is consume in small amount, not in large quantity. Every element, every herb in small is a medicine. In the large, it could become poison. This is also something which is hidden in the form of Dharmantri. Herbs are physician. Next thing, let's straightaway get into Amrit, Nectar, Ambrosia. This is something which has not been understood because everybody was looking at Amrit. What they were looking at, I don't think is been explained by anyone what is real Amrit. According to Voice of Silence, Amrit is nothing but pure water. And I put in Amarnath cave, Shivling is also pure water. Structure of water is there. So this is water is made with 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen, and that also was formed from methane, oxygen to carbon dioxide to water. So the cycle started. So water represents also the solvent of divine nature. It's a universal solvent. It's a best solvent in the entire universe. And it's primarily made by thing to make everything good for everything. And the percentage of water in the body, on the earth, body and the cell should be 61.83, and this is the Devink ratio. Solid, and if this is maintained, you will be perfectly healthy. Now, to substantive, Amrit is water only, not anything else. Descent of Mahashakti, the picture which I have, descent of goddess Ganga, also represents how Bhagirathi's ancestors were in suspended animation after being killed and put into Netherlands or Patalok, and then Ganga had to come and revive them. And Ganga was nothing but pure water, and only with the pure water you can revive. So I'm sure everybody would be happy to say that water is what Amrit is, and if we are perfectly hydrated, we'll have no problem. Even aging is nothing but chronic dehydration. In other words, if you can maintain 61.803% of water all through, we would be literally living healthy throughout life much longer than that. And that is what Ayurveda is, long, healthy life. There is another element of this which I will not talk in detail here. I'll just give a little glimpses of it, but I would like to make detail another video, subsequent video on this, because there's so much of wisdom in this which can give us a lot of wisdom for the medical sciences around the world itself. How this particular thing can actually make a difference in medical science. For that I need a detailed video. In a nutshell, I would like to put, one of the things which emerged through the churning was called hala hala, the poison. Blue-black vapors emerged and started killing every living being. Everyone requested Lord Shiva to drink poison and save life because they felt that Lord Shiva can convert poison into Amrit and be fine. Lord Shiva started drinking poison. As he was drinking, meantime his consort goddess Parvati tied a snake around the neck of Lord Shiva. Now you can see in the picture, left side picture is hala hala is coming, poison is coming. Second picture you can see Lord Shiva is taking the poison in the water to drink, and Parvati is putting a snake around the neck, and as a result throat becomes blue and it's called Nilkant. But is this story a mythology, fiction, or fixed imagination, or the science? According to me, it's the greatest science, and impeccable wisdom is embedded in this particular story. For example, I would say Nilkant is, this particular hala hala is nothing but 53rd element iodine emerging. The blue-black vapors, even when you put on the flame, iodine will produce blue-black vapors. Similarly, iodine, I povidone, it can still use as an antimicrobial for killing germs before operation. Third important thing is drinking poison or iodine, and then she putting a snake around actually represent trapping of iodine into thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormone, which is essential for producing heat for the body and maintaining which Lord Shiva needs it. And in the process, I'd like to explain that thyroid hormone is not calorigenic alone. It's not diabetogenic, it's a thermogenic. All this with the more scientific evidence, I would like to explain the second thing in detail, step by step, so that everybody could start understanding the beauty of ancient Indian wisdom in the light of modern sciences and say, what a wonderful concept this Sagar Manthan is. Everything is a pure interconnected science. It's just the beginning of that. There are many more things in this Sagar Manthan which I like to talk later as we come to that particular stage. So, thank you very much for kind listening and encouraging me, and the response has been pretty good, and I'm sure we are in for real impeccable wisdom as we proceed on. Thank you very much once again.